Hey guys, welcome to a slightly different type of video. Today we'll be reviewing the AN Pro 2, best known as a Bluetooth alternative to the Ducky 1-2 Mini, or if you watch Fortnite streamers, you'll know this keyboard as Cloak's old keyboard, gifted to him by Tfue. Real quick, I do want to mention that I bought this keyboard with my own money, so all thoughts are mine and mine alone. However, there are affiliate links to this keyboard in the description. If you use those links to buy this keyboard, it does help out the channel a lot. There will also be some other cheaper alternatives to the AN Pro 2 in the description, which you should feel free to check out, as I might do a review on those sometime in the future. Without further ado, let's get straight into the review. Opening up the box, you see the keyboard that's wrapped in a foam sleeve, and when you lift up this cardboard flap, it reveals a red USB-C cable, extra colored keycaps in yellow, pink, purple, teal, and green, a switch puller, and a quick start guide. I like the look of the extra keycaps, but for me, the texture of the extra keycaps feels slightly more slippery compared to the regular keycaps, which feel a bit more grippy. I leave the extra keycaps off, but I do see the appeal of the extra keycaps to someone getting into customizing their keyboard and everything. The keyboard feels really sturdy with no noticeable flex on the sides of the keyboard, which is interesting because of how razor thin the bezel on this keyboard is. This keyboard has no flip out feet, which is slightly disappointing as it doesn't allow for the user to adjust it to their liking, but it is at a slight angle, not flat, but also not too raised. In the middle, which I don't mind. The keyboard does feature Bluetooth if you are looking for a clean wireless setup with your G Pro Wireless or Viper Ultimate, but I personally prefer using a wired setup for minimal latency. I did try Bluetooth on this keyboard and it worked great. I can't tell the difference between wired and wireless in terms of latency, but trying to activate Bluetooth on the keyboard was a bit confusing. This keyboard does have the USB-C port on the left of your keyboard if you prefer wired setups like I do, but it does have polarity, so it needs to be plugged in the right way to be connected to your computer. This keyboard does feature RGB, however it is very dim and flickers on camera, which leads me to believe that the RGB in this keyboard is pretty cheap. There are some lighting options pre-built in the AN Pro 2, like the classic rainbow wave, a pulsing react mode, and just static colors. The RGB does shine nicely through its keycaps, and speaking about this keycaps, are PBT double shot shine through, and they feel amazing and don't have any shine on them like ABS keycaps. On the product page, we can see that this keyboard does randomly ship with two different types of keycaps, type A and type B. I personally got type B, and I'm on the fence on which type I prefer. I prefer the icons for the modifiers on type A, where it's just symbols, but I also really like the bold lettering on type B. But let me know in the comments which one you prefer. I do have to mention that although the RGB looks really good in person, if you are looking for white backlighting on this keyboard, this might be a deal breaker. White on this keyboard is just straight up blue, which is really disappointing. But it doesn't bother me since I use the rainbow wave effect. There is software for this keyboard, so you can customize lighting effects, macros, the layout, different layers, as well as update the keyboard. There is an audio visualizer, but it says my computer needs a light processor, so I didn't get to use it. Here you can also change your tap layer, which by the way is genius. The way this works is that if you quickly tap a key, it would have a secondary function, but if you were to hold down the key, it would function normally. The default tap layer is the arrow keys in the right shift cluster, which does help out with people adjusting to a 60% keyboard. This keyboard comes in a variety of switches from Cherry, Kailh, and Gateron. I like the linear keyboard, so I went with Gateron Red. Here is a quick sound test. The stabs do come pre-lubed, but my spacebar felt mushy for the first few hours with this keyboard. It felt like I was pressing the spacebar into styrofoam. I found that the best way to fix this issue was to spam the heck out of the spacebar, which worked like a charm. After a week with this keyboard, I love it. The amount of mouse space I get with a 60% keyboard is insane. I'll probably stick to a 60 or 65% keyboard from now on, and if I were to have this as my daily keyboard until it breaks, I would be totally happy to use the ANPRO 2. For $70, this is an insane value and an easy recommend. If you're interested, again, there are affiliate links to the keyboard down below for all varieties of switches and from different switch manufacturers. That's all for me today. Thanks for watching. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. All of those come at no extra cost to you and do help out the channel. See you in the next video.